Hey, what's going on, everybody? CBR ad here, back with my second vlog. Alright, let's see where we're gonna go. We are gonna go left because there's a cop here, and he's probably thinking that I just hammered it, so I'm going to be careful about what's going on. And I hope he doesn't follow me. Shouldn't have punched it like that. I bet he's gonna push me over, pull me over. I'm gonna try and make it home. Doesn't seem like he's in a rush to come get me, so that's good. But it sure does get your heart going. Anyways, he's not coming near us, which is good. I'm looking in the rear view mirror right now. Rear view mirror, like I got one right in, like a fucking car. What an idiot. Oh, he is following me. He most certainly is following me. So, I'm gonna quickly go to my house. Hopefully this guy. Thank you. Oh. Oh, okay. Whew. Hello everyone. What's up? What is up? What is up? What is up? Taking it slow, nice and easy. So this cop we see here, right? To our right up here, well, I don't know if you guys can see him yet, but this cop right here was this one right here in the white was right behind me, and I didn't even notice, and I was fucking hammering it, like absolutely fucking hammering it. And shit, I forgot my fucking sunglasses again. God damn it. Anyways, I was hammering it, and she fucking was right behind me, and I thought for sure she was gonna pull me over. Like, I wasn't really even hitting it hard. It's just, you know, in first gear, if you just ride it out and you get up high up in the RPMs, it's screaming and shit. Well, I thought for sure she was gonna pull me over, and then she followed me all the way to my house. But what do you know? She sits there and pulls over this dude that's walking, and she starts talking to him. So that was pretty sweet. That was good for me. But anyways, so today I'm heading to a dude that does leather and shit, and I'm gonna go see if he'll reupholster my seats for me. Right now they're black. I kind of want to get red leather seats, and I think he's gonna go do that for me. I'm gonna go ask him. But that's where I'm heading today, so that's what I'm gonna do right now. But I got a little topic I'd like to talk about, and it's what bike for beginners or anyone who hasn't rode a bike yet, what bike you should start out with. And the only reason why I'm doing this is because when I was looking at getting a bike, I watched all the big guys on here that moto vloggers and all that stuff. I watch all their stuff, and they all I just looked at it and got everybody's, you know, points and opinions and stuff like that. And so that's what I did to do some research. So they helped me out in ways, and so, you know, I just kind of wanted to do the same, you know, give my opinion, and because I find the more opinions the better, you know, the more the better. And vloggers and all the guys that do videos and reviews for bikes, you know, they help me, and I'm glad with the bike that I got. So I would just like to give my opinion, and maybe hopefully that my opinion can help someone out. That's what I'm talking about. Even though there's like 1,000 of these videos, like I said, the more opinions to me, the better. So just to give you guys a quick little history about me, I'm a noob. I'm new to riding motorcycles and shit. You guys can probably tell by just the way I even ride this thing. But I've only been riding about, oh, I don't know, I'd say like 3 months. So that's just my quick history, and I'm just going to give you my advice as to what type of bike you should buy. And I think that I got a couple of points here that might help some of you guys. So this is what I can say from my own advice as a beginner rider, and for someone who has bought a 600cc super sport bike as my first bike. I've never been on one before, so this is my advice. What kind of bike should you get? Buy whatever the fuck you want. That's my advice. That is my fucking advice right there. Buy whatever motorcycle you want to buy. Whatever you can afford, whatever motorcycle you like, buy it. Now, some people might jump down my throat for saying that, but the reason why I say that is because I was told not to buy a 600, and I bought a 600, and they told me I was going to get in trouble and all that shit with it, and because I was a beginner, I was going to flip the bike and all this shit. You know what? Like, the first time I was on it, I didn't do anything, nothing scary at all. Why? Because I just controlled myself. I made sure that I was careful with it. You know, I made sure that I wasn't going to be a fucking idiot and, you know, try and hit it hard right away and stuff like that. All this bullshit, you know, like, I was careful. You know, I took my time on it. It took me fucking literally 5 minutes to ride the bike. 5 minutes. And I was right on fucking serious traffic. Roads with all this traffic and shit. That's how long it took. But what I did do was, for a good half hour, what I did was I bought my motorcycle from a dealership, and the dealership, what they did was they dropped the bike off right out on my driveway. They brought the bike right to my house and they dropped it off, and they rolled it up the driveway for me because I told them I couldn't even ride the thing yet. I haven't even been on a bike. So that's what they did. You know what I did after that? My driveway's got a slight slant, as pretty much every fucking person's driveway in the world does. And what I did was I just had the bike aiming up towards my driveway, and I would just continuously roll the bike backwards, have the bike in first gear, and play with the clutch. That's all I did. I just played with the clutch. I never even touched the throttle. I just sat there, had my feet down by the ground, and I would just slowly roll on out with the clutch, and just got used to that. I did that for about 20 minutes. And maybe for about 15 minutes, what I did was I brought my bike farther down the driveway, and I started to, as I got halfway up to my driveway just from rolling out, I started to put my feet on the pegs to make myself actually feel like I was riding it. And I did that up my driveway. My driveway is like maybe 40 feet long. That's all I did. I just went like this. I just went like this the whole time. Let it go, engage. Let it go, engage. That's all I did. Just found the friction point. And then once I got comfortable with that, it was after that, I literally just rolled the bike out to the end of the street, and then actually tried to ride it. I went to a side street. I did my little clutch in, let it roll out. Once it got up to about 12 kilometers an hour, I put my feet up on the pegs, went around the block, and my first turn was onto a busy street. Then I was like, well, I'm in for it now. So I was on a busy street, and I just kept going, and I cycled through the gears, driving nice and slow. I was probably doing like 40 kilometers an hour on a 60 kilometers an hour road at first for like the first 200, 300 feet. See, even when I downshift, like I'm still new where that even when I downshift, when I try and rev match, sometimes I don't match it. And things like that, like I'm still new. So this is why I wanted to do a quick little video on riding on what kind of motorcycle you should buy. I know I kind of got off topic, and I was kind of telling you about how I learned how to ride my motorcycle. But I'm basically, what I'm trying to say is that as my first motorcycle, I was told to stay away from a high-powered motorcycle, which is basically a 600 and up. Well, I shouldn't say that. You just need to know yourself. Honestly, I'll tell you right now. If you buy, I don't want to tell you to start off on a 250 or 300 or 125. I don't want to tell you that, and then you maybe listen to me. Out of all people, out of all the fucking motovloggers, you might listen to me who has free views on every video. But you might listen to me and get a 250 or something like that, and you might be a natural at riding bikes, or just a person that does things just well and natural in any aspect of life, and you might sit there and get bored up with your 250, and you might have spent $3,000 or $4,000 on it, and now you're all fucking pissed because now you got to sell your bike. Who knows? Maybe you'll be extremely mad. But I know I'm happier than a pig in shit buying a 600 right now because I'm able to do it. I'm able to ride this thing. I'm glad I skipped the 250, the 300 range. I'm glad I just got the bike that I always wanted. This is the style of the bike that I've always wanted. So, you know, obviously, you know, when I say buy whatever the fuck you want, okay, I'm pretty sure almost every guy who rides super sports, if you have a 600, if you had the money, you would probably go and drop $30,000 and buy a Ducati. Right? And buy a 1198 Panigale R or whatever. You'd probably go and do that, or spend a ton of money and buy a fucking, you know, ZX14 or Hayabusa if you really wanted to buy the crazy, or 1000, a 1 liter bike. Like, obviously, you know, those kind of bikes, yeah, I'm obviously not technically shouldn't be saying, oh, buy whatever the fuck you want, because if I would buy what I wanted, that's what I would buy. I would buy the Panigale R Ducati. That's what I would get. And obviously, as my first bike, to me, that's not practical. This is the bike that, to me, is practical to start off with. So yeah, this 600 was so easy to learn how to ride. I recommend any beginner, anybody who has never even ridden a motorcycle, to buy a 600 if they want a 600. Like I said, don't waste your time buying a 250 if you don't want a 250. Buying a 250 is not a waste of time. You know, you can buy 250 or 300. Some people have the most fun on those bikes. Some people would prefer to have those bikes. So I'm not saying it's typically a waste of time. I'm only saying it is a waste of time if you don't even want that bike. If you're just buying it because you think that you're scared to ride the 600, or you think it's going to be too hard for you, I'm telling you right now, it is so easy. It is so easy to ride this thing. All right. I don't want anybody to think that I'm trying to. I just don't want to be that person. And you know, there's another moto vlogger. I forget who was saying it, but we don't know you guys. Like, we don't know who you are and stuff. You know. And I forget who it was that was saying this. I think it was Baker X Derek. And he was saying that he doesn't know who you guys are. He doesn't know what your personality's like. He doesn't know, like, you know, your weight and all that other stuff. Like he was saying. So when you guys ask them what kind of bike they should buy, they don't want to be held responsible for telling you what bike you should get, and then you go and buy it and maybe you're unhappy with it, or, you know. I think he kind of says along the same things. He says buy what you want to buy. I think that's what he says. I know that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm basically, like, I'm thinking, if you want a 600, buy the fucking 600. If you are mature enough, or think that you have the skill to be able to ride a 600, then do it. You know, if worst comes to worst, you know, it'll take a little bit longer for practice. You know, everybody can pick up a bike and ride it. I'm telling you right now, it's that easy. It's nothing to be scared of. You know, I know some people are a little bit more uncoordinated with certain stuff, so that kind of thing can be a little bit more difficult, or take a little bit more time to practice, because, you know, you got your two hands going, you got your both feet switching gears and braking. Like, you know, it's not every day when you do those kinds of movements, right? So, you know, those kinds of movements might seem weird and stuff at first. Hell, fuck, I know when I first started riding, there's a couple times where I accidentally was downshifting and then upshifting, and my bike would just slam nosedive down pretty hard, and that's when I'm going pretty quick, and I was just like, shit, fucking freaking the crap out of myself, right?